Hello, I'm Bud McCord. I'm here in Brazil, South America. Today is what Brazilians call Holy Friday, or Good Friday, we would say in English. Either way, it is a holy day. It's Holy Jesus' Day. One of the most interesting things about stopping in this Easter week, and as we've been doing every morning, contemplating what's happening or what happened 2,000 years ago, we can perceive, if we'll stay quiet enough, that it was God working for us. It was Holy Week. Holy God at work. The Holy God at work. But it was all Jesus at work. The whole world needed to stand still and contemplate the love of God revealed in Jesus Christ. I like to read on Easter week at least once, and I'm going to read a little bit of chapter 12 of the book of John. If you will read chapter 12 of the book of John and put yourself into the context of what is being said in John chapter 12, it's all about Jesus' crucifixion and his resurrection and the holy work that he did. And it had to be holy Jesus at work, not us. It's really important for us to remember that God did everything for us, and Jesus is everything God expects from us. Listen to these words. Now there were certain Greeks among those who came to worship at the feast. Then they came to Philip, who was from Bethsaida of Galilee, and asked him, saying, Sir, we wish to see Jesus. Philip came and told Andrew, and in turn Andrew and Philip told Jesus. But Jesus answered them and saying, The hour has come that the Son of Man should be glorified. Most assuredly, I say to you, unless a grain of wheat falls into the ground and dies, it remains alone. But if it dies, it produces much grain. He who loves his life will lose it, and he who hates his life in this world will keep it for eternal life. If anyone serves me, let him follow me. And where I am, there my servant will be also. If anyone serves me, him my Father will honor. Now my hour is troubled. And what shall I say? Father, save me from this hour. But for this purpose I came to this hour. Father, glorify your name. Then a voice came from heaven saying, I have both glorified it and will glorify it again. Therefore the people who stood by and heard it said that it had thundered. Others said, an angel has spoken to him. Jesus answered and said, This voice did not come because of me, but for your sake. Now is the judgment of this world. Now is the ruler of this world will be cast out. And I, if I am lifted up from the earth, and will draw all peoples to myself. This he said, signifying by what death he would die. The people answered him, We have heard from the law that Christ remains forever. And how can you say the Son of Man must be lifted up? Who is this Son of Man? Then Jesus said to them, A little while longer the light is with you. Walk while you have the light, lest the darkness overtake you. And he who walks in darkness does not know where he is going. While you have the light, believe in the light, that you may be sons of light. I think the only response in my heart this morning about what we should be doing on Good Friday, this day that happened in actuality nearly 2,000 years ago, I think there's only one thing to do, and that is see him. Just see him lifted up. Contemplate. What's he doing? Why did he do it? For whom did he do it? What are the implications for me? When we focus the attention of people on Jesus, we do the will of God. I'm convinced that the main function of the Bible is to put human beings face to face with Jesus on that cross. I know a lot of people think the Bible does a lot of things, and it's for me, it's been a journey of a lifetime, just reading the Bible, studying the Bible, knowing the Bible. But there is nothing more important than for a human being to lift up their eyes, see Jesus on the cross, and know what is he doing there? Why is he there? And do I believe that he was there for me, for you, for us, for all? What do we believe? It's Friday, Good Friday, Holy Friday. It is completely and exclusively the will and work of the Father in the life of his Son, Jesus Christ. And he voluntarily gives his life and does not value it. And he falls into the ground like a seed falls into the ground, so that out of that death, there comes life, the resurrection. But life for me, for us. We can argue with the world all we want to. I've been absolutely amazed this week in the time that I've spent on the internet watching news, having been isolated in my house for almost 7 days because of COVID again. I've had plenty of time to listen to the noise of what's going on in the world. And I can say this from a heart that has been quiet during this week. The need of this world is not an argument. The need of this world is to get people to stop and look at Jesus on the cross and answer once and for all, if you understand what he's doing there and why he's there, and do you want that? There were two thieves being crucified at the same time Jesus was, in close proximity to him, physically, feet apart from him. One of them looked, contemplated, and said, "Remember me." And the other apparently died and wanted nothing to do with Jesus. It was as if the same gift was being offered to those two. And one saw it and received it, and the other didn't. And the other did not. Our job is not to try to repeat anything Jesus did on that cross. That's his cross. It's what he did wholly, completely for us. But he did say this: if he be lifted up, he would draw all peoples to himself. I'm here in Brazil, and you may be in Israel, you may be in Jordan, you may be in Portugal, you may be in China. I don't know where you would be. You have access to this if you want to see this or hear this. But if you will lift your eyes to Jesus on the cross, and if you can see that he's doing it for you, then you too can say, "Lord, remember me." And he doesn't have memory problems like we do. If you say that, he remembers you. I think the best thing we can do today is just spend a day saying, I want to see him. I want to hear him. I want to love him. And I want to live him. I want to see Jesus. I want to hear Jesus. I want to love him because he first loved me, and live him. Remember, what we're talking about happened to him. This is not a fabricated story created by human beings. This is a divine account of a holy life lived wholly in our favor as the grace of God, giving us the opportunity to rise from our death, rise out of our sin, and to walk in newness of life. And he became sin for us who knew no sin, that we might become the righteousness of God in him. See him, hear him, love him, and live him. That's what I'm going to do throughout this day and for the rest of my life. God bless you.